I'm Dr. Dave Schippers, and I'm here to talk about a piece of leadership that a lot of people don't want to admit. And the part that most people don't want to admit is at some point in your leadership career, when you've been following what's been put out there in all the scripts and all the routines that they tell you will provide results and get you what you're after for the org that you're leading, you get to a point in your leadership career where you realize it's not working. Your KPIs aren't moving. Things are not going in the right direction. Your team is checking out on you, and nobody wants to listen. And if you ever hit those days, some of you may have. Some of you may have gotten to the point where you say, listen, it's not working, but I don't know what to do. I'm following all the, scripts. I'm following all the cues. I'm doing what these leadership books and people are saying to do, and I'm just not getting my results. All right. And we've all been there. A lot of people don't want to talk about it. A lot of people don't want to say, hey, in my leadership journey, I ran into a lot of problems. I did this. I'll be honest, we'll be upfront. Again, this is unscripted, so we're going to be raw here. We're going to be authentic, and we're going to be real. And the short version is, when I first started leadership, I was a poor leader. I didn't understand it. Just in a lot of the times, people promote you into a leadership position because you perform a certain job well. And they think, well, gee, if they can do that job really well, they know how to teach other people how to do that job. And the short version is that's not true. It's just not true. And then on top of that, so in addition to one, now I got to figure out how to train other people on doing what I've been doing that I've learned so well. In learning it for myself is very different than trying to learn it and explain it to people who don't have the same references and they don't have the same cognitive approaches that I do. And that goes for everybody. We all think a little bit differently. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of overlaps, but realistically, there's a lot of differences. And so trying to convey or train other people, depending upon the subject matter, gets messy. It gets really messy. And then on top of the issue of, hey, I've got to try to show somebody on how to do something or how to excel at a particular thing or function or task, now I got to navigate the whole issue of my particular issues. I have to figure out how to communicate with other people in a way that connects and works and actually draws them in to actually listen and assimilate what I'm trying to share with them. And then you have to get over their particular shortcomings that they may bring to the conversation. So you've got to navigate a lot of problems. That is part of the reason that a lot of people, they tend to focus on the, I'll say, I use the phrase like shiny, happy people, the really cool stuff. Everybody focuses on the really cool stuff that happens in leadership. And if you can get there, it's really awesome. I mean, it really is. So, but the reality is a lot of people will tell you you show up, you drive this, you drive that, you're rah, you're doing these things and then everything falls into place, and it doesn't work that way. It doesn't. You have to work hard. You have to understand how to connect with people. And you also have to understand how to build stability and growth, not just for yourself. You have to teach it for other people as well. So again, we're kind of extending our previous video. So this is part of the reason why a lot of people don't talk about the messy stuff within leadership. And leading yourself in a small crew is one thing. I mean, I've had in excess of, over 100 people I've had to try to lead. It's not easy. I mean, there's been a lot of trials and tribulations. There's a lot of different things that you have to deal with people. So those are all facets that come into play. And if any leader is sitting there going, hey, it's super easy to lead, or it's really straightforward, the short answer is no. No, it's not. It's really not. Now, having been in leadership for over 35 years. Obviously, I will say one of the, and I'm going to key into one of the things that I love, it's actually has been referenced as a modern samurai maxim, which is in essence, if you haven't made mistakes, you're truly dangerous. All right, so what does that mean? what that means, and I'll say, I guess pun intended with the Godzilla shirt, but the short version is when you don't understand what not to do, you do the wrong things. And if you don't know what the wrong things are, you can collapse or destroy an org. It's that simple. A lot of people think, oh, well, I'll experiment and I'll figure it out. And I'll say one of my favorite, or least favorite, I should say, sarcastic intended, is fake it till you make it. And absolutely, that phrase repulses me. It absolutely repulses me. And why is that? So like, obviously you can probably hear in my voice, it just repulses me. There is nothing about leadership that should be performance. It's not. People don't follow cheerleaders and they don't follow performers. They don't. It's just like actors in real people. Actors pretend to be a person that they're not, and they just become convincing at it. All right. But deep down inside, they don't truly understand what it means to be that type of person if they're not really that type of person, or they haven't really lived those events. And we'll draw a correlation between, I'll say professional actors or professional pretenders. And I mean, I'm not trying to be insulting. The reality is, if you're really a hitman, you don't have to pretend what it means to be a hitman. You know what it means, and you actually can act that way because you've lived it. All right. There's something authentic about that. In what I think, and this is going to harken back to the original video and why this channel was started, authenticity and clarity and focus on what's real is becoming more important for people, especially in a social media driven world where people are pretending to be things that they're not, and they're pretending to have victories that they've never actually earned. We'll unpack this in more videos, but this whole concept of people don't want to follow leaders who are pretenders and haven't done it. They need people that they can trust in, that they can believe in, and that know what to do under pressure. So the version of what I like to use here is your captain of your ship needs to stand at the wheel and at the helm and pilot that ship no matter how bad the storm is. People are not going to follow someone who's rah, we're going to be okay, when everything's falling apart. When pressure hits and tasks are hard and people have to make tough decisions, that's when real leadership shows. And if it doesn't, it can collapse an org. So this circles back to that. If you don't know what not to do, if you haven't made mistakes, you don't know how to be successful. Sometimes being successful is knowing what doesn't work and where you should not go in order to be successful. So we'll stop here today. Again, if you've enjoyed this, if you've enjoyed the content, I'd ask you to subscribe, or at minimum, just keep watching the videos. Either way, we're going to continue to share. We're going to start taking comments and feedback, and we're going to try to get some more. We're going to get some other people on here to have conversations with me and talk about their tough leadership issues, and we'll go from there. So thanks again for viewing. Thanks for making it to the end of the video, and have a great day.